after endless nights of no sleep and agonizing internet videos. And finally, after all my research, I found the answer. With this pill I am trying to offer you today, for the low price of only 5 payments of $19.99, you can learn about the most important Chinese dynasties in Mrs. Phillips's class. Those include Zhou, Qin, Han, Sui, Tang, Song, Yuan, Ming, and last but not least, the Qing. If I were to lie about the effectiveness of these pills, would I be able to take one right now? And tell you that the Zhou dynasty used alliances with princes. Important philosophies such as Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism were created during this time period. Also, during this dynasty, culture flourished. Would I also be able to say that in the Qin dynasty, would I be able to tell you that the first emperor of China rose during this empire? And also, China was named after this empire. This was also when they built the Great Wall, one of the biggest monuments in China or in the world today. Also, an important factor of this dynasty was they created the census, which kept record of all taxes paid and all members of the household. Another no-brainer about taking this pill is that it gives you all the information about the Han Dynasty, who began the most expansion in China, and also began the most important trade in the Silk Roads. They had a very centralized government and introduced the first exams into China. However, nomads did invade, and this was the cause of their fall. Would I also be able to tell you about the Sui dynasty, one of the most unrecognized dynasties in China, who restored the civil service exams? They also introduced granaries, which reduced the chance of famine. In the beginning, they attempted to lower taxes, but this was a fail, and the final emperor was a little delusional and increased luxury. That was a downfall of their dynasty, and nomads once again invaded. Now moving on to the Tang, in which civil service exams became much more regulated, and the scholar gentry class arose as the aristocracy started to decline. And different to other Chinese dynasties, the nomads were actually under Tang control. We now go to the Song, who had many similarities to the Tang dynasty, in which they also increased regulation of exams. Zen Buddhism and Neo-Confucianism arose during this time. However, the government was very weak, and so is the military. This is when foot binding was introduced, and also paper money. The Grand Canal was built during this time, and once again, nomads got power. We move on to the Yuan dynasty. In this dynasty, the Mongols took power, and they got rid of foot binding. The social position of women increased during this time due to Kublai Khan's wife, who had a pretty high political position. During this dynasty, the scholar gentry was very weak, and there were lots of rebellions, and mostly internally is the reason this dynasty fell. Nearing the end of the effectiveness of this pill, we move on to the Ming dynasty, in which the scholar gentry was once again increased after this Yuan dynasty fell. The exams now were much more routine. During this dynasty, Europeans created a lot of trade colonies in China. Nomads were once again a big effect on the fall of this dynasty. However, there was another one, which was epidemic coming from Japan. The final dynasty, run by the Manchus, called the Qing dynasty, increased hierarchy. In this dynasty, the bureaucracy was very corrupt. The Opium War led to collapse, and there were lots of rebellions. With the fall of this dynasty came the fall of civil service exams. Now, with knowing the facts I have given you about the dynasties, I hope you have the knowledge,
materialistic things, knowledge. In fact,
to buy this pill yourself for the low price of 7 payments of $19.99.